Hi, guys, to everyone. It's Ada from Poison Rock. It's my pleasure to have today with us Tomas from Takida. First of all, how is it going, Tomas?
I'm doing really good. I'm home, just relaxing 2 days before we're heading out on tour again. So
Yeah, because
I'm
let's say,
doing.
let's say that kind of last time we just kind of talked, you were almost about to go on a performing. So the past weekend, and you mentioned there was like an acoustic set, different from your usual. So how does it go?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Obviously because we're bringing the acoustic guitars, and we have violins and cello and piano and
Orchestral.
yeah, different kinds of we have saxophone and flutes and everything, so it's a little bit yeah, it's a
Orchestra.
little yeah, a little bit different from what we're used to, but
Yeah.
it's kind of to say acoustic is wrong in a way. It's very how should you.
Atmospherical.
Yeah, more like that.
Yeah.
It's of course we have drums and we have bass and all that, but
Sure.
yeah, I think the strings and I think the strings makes it sound very, very big, theatrical
Ah.
almost. It's a cool thing. Very,
Yeah, I
very
mean,
cool.
and then I mean, where this choice came, I mean, because that doing something different from the usual, for example, live shows.
Yeah, we did this. We call it the box room thing, where we do these versions. Well, let's call them acoustic versions for now. Then we did this tour like 10, 11 years ago, and
Really?
we have never done it before. We haven't seen any other band do it either, so we
Yeah.
thought it would be it would be a cool thing, and
Ah,
and it turned out pretty good. So we said, like back then, we should do this one
like
more
that.
time at least. And well, 10 years passed, 11 years old passed, so it was about time. And yeah,
Yeah, because it's
that's
not. Yeah,
yeah.
it's something that you can bring up even more sometimes. I mean, and it was like in a small venues that not venue, but the like closed venue, like in big stage that was this performing.
Yeah, it's well, it's in, like, in theaters, and it's not the common rock shows, it's
Yeah,
the sitting audience. The audience is
yeah.
sitting down, so it's a little bit different,
Yeah,
like
because
theater. Yeah.
that's good. That's interesting because this kind of setting that you mentioned, I only heard it from folk medieval
Yeah.
bands that,
Yeah.
of course, like for example, found because I know or only that about speak only them doing that, but that's folk medieval band. So
Yeah.
they have already instruments that even in the bigger stage they can perform in acoustic setting, and they sometimes do often, especially like tour in theater, like it's acoustic tour, but that's already because their own instrument are that. So,
Yeah.
but you bring in a let's say in a rock slash I don't want to say metal, let's say rock setting,
Yeah.
this new thing, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Almost
It
kind of,
works. It works.
yeah, because with saxophone, we just see, could have a little bit of blues and
Yeah.
a little different influence.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is different. I didn't think that bringing a saxophone would actually, work that good, but it really does.
Wow.
It sounds awesome. So
Because
yeah, it's a cool thing. We're just happy to do
yeah,
this.
because your music it's already a lot atmospherical and deep. Like we were talking before about the song that I always forget the name, which is Thirst Strike. That I
Right?
listened
Yeah, yeah.
really like few couple of minutes before in the meantime that I was waiting to do this interview. I was blown away. I was completely, literally blown away. First, from the music video that, of course, gives you this ethereal and chilling and calm, almost melancholic vibe. but not in a bad, in a
Yeah.
negative way, but in a good and really calming. I was like breathing, like that's good.
Yeah, awesome.
So, well, I mean, what about it? See, because it's one of the last single you released.
Yes, I think it is actually in Germany. In Germany, we released it. I think that's the last single we released in Germany.
Yeah,
There is one more single called
up
The
on the
Line
line.
released, but I don't know for which territory that is has been.
Yeah,
Yeah, is it released in Italy?
yeah.
It might be. I don't know. Yeah.
I just found it on the.
So, but yeah,
Yeah,
Third Strike is one of the latest singles, yeah, and
yeah,
it's a typical kind of a typical Takida song, you know. So, uh, yeah, we kind of knew right away when we wrote that song that yeah, this is probably gonna end up
yeah.
as a single, you know,
And
because
yeah,
it has all the elements.
just go to read the comment section. It's blowing every because
Yeah,
everyone is writing. This is my favorite song. The guitar riff are like catchy. I have this song in my mind all day long. I knew it already. So
yeah,
so you
yeah.
worked pretty well on that, and
Oh,
of course, like that for my part, the single that I need that I see that I saw I'm seeing that are like the last release like sickening or on the line.
yeah.
But of course, we have the main release, which is the album, the Agony Flame, that it's already been released. So how is going by far? I mean, how is going? You like? I think I see from your smile, you're like happy about the release of the album.
Yeah. It's you know, it's been people are so kind. It's been very well. People
Yeah.
accept the album very, very well, and they seem to like it. You know, it's overwhelming. So it's yeah, we're just happy. You know, we got it out, and to see the reactions from the fans is always heartwarming, and
Yeah.
it's just like an ego boost, you know.
Of course.
It's,
And
yeah, in a way, but
yeah,
yeah, we're happy people like it, seems to like it, so
of course.
yeah.
And of course, like because of course, like the let's say that before the Agony Flame, you had Falling from Flame in 2021.
Yeah, Falling from Fame, yeah, that's
Right.
correct,
Yeah.
yes.
So I mean, you have like I'm seeing here a lot of studio album, a lot. So if I don't want to go to dig from 2006 till now,
Mhm.
otherwise we have to make like after your next interview, running your next
Yeah,
live show, another interview. But of course, if you want to really make kind of a let's call it sound journey. So speaking about
yeah.
sound, from really to make a breath like until today, how much is changed in the sound of Takida?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
really, like you went, I don't know, from a stronger and deeper sound, from extreme, and I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, good question. Well, I think personally, a lot of things have changed since
Okay.
Make You Breathe. Um, I think, well, basically everything from songwriting. I mean, Robert writes lyrics a little bit different
Oh,
now from how he did back in the days, but I think both his vocals and lyrics has been, it's been advancing for every
yeah,
album release. So yeah, and I think we're all like following him up on that. The guitar, the sound, the entire sound of the album. We always used to try different kind of styles. We don't want to stay with one style. We want to
yeah,
try
sure.
like, yeah, want to try like different things, and we always have done that. And for example, like the which one should I go with? Like the Burning Heart album, for
Okay, yeah,
example, we used more like keyboards and strings and stuff
okay,
like that. And like A Perfect World was a little bit more pop, so to
yeah,
speak. And yeah, we want to try like different styles. And
yeah,
I think this album was probably, to me it feels like just a regular Takida album, but just listening to Make You Breathe and then this one,
it's already
it's a lot of it's a lot of
changes.
changes, of course. So
Yeah,
well, a lot of things have changed. So
of
we
course.
we became older.
I mean, of course, I mean, it would be beautiful if we would just stay frozen all the time and be like
Yeah.
just a youth, like Skid Row say, youth gone wild. We used to say youth for our life, but
Yeah,
we grow up,
exactly.
we experience things in life, and we, I think, bring it into our field. That in your case, it's music, it's composing. That I think as well. And you think that in your opinion, there is one album or one moment in all this career of your album releases that was, let's say, kind of a turning point for the band. For example, from this album on, from these songs on, let's say that the band took a different path, or band always had the same, because of course you can always say the band not always had the same path. Doesn't have to be, or it doesn't have to be for sure like a one turning point album.
Yeah, well, I guess well, that's a hard question actually, but I
My
think
specialty.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But no, the first album, Make You Breathe, I mean, like, well, to be honest, we have released a couple of demo CDs before that one, and while recording Make You Breathe, we used a couple of them old demo songs and re-recorded for that one. But I guess it wasn't until it was selling pretty good, but I guess it wasn't until the album number 2, Bury the Lights. Yeah, I guess we had like a radio hit with a song called Curly Sue.
I read about, it was
yeah.
cool.
So
Did you
so
feel? Did you
I
feel
guess
that I hit
yeah
radio song?
yeah.
I
And
mean,
I guess things started to change with that one pretty much. Radio, for example, Swedish radio picked it up and played it quite a lot actually. So that opened up a couple of doors for us, obviously. So but but at the same time, I mean, uh, we sound pretty much the same. We have the Takida vibe, the Takida sound has always been there, and will always be there. So we won't be starting to play like reggae or country or whatever. So
like you're gonna make an album with one death metal song, another album with a country song, and then another one with I don't know, bluegrass.
Exactly. Probably not, but
that's a cool line.
Yeah, you mentioned the melancholy
Yeah,
thing, and that is Takida, I guess.
Beautiful.
Yeah, when you're having a kind of a rough day and you're feeling bad or down, I think that's when you write the best songs, actually. I don't know why, but it's like you have something within you that wants out. And, that's a way to put it.
And that's the way I think that when we listen to Takida music, we can perceive it, of course, because we are people at least that have a little bit of empathy. They are not completely apathic.
Yeah.
Perceive that, but that, like I was telling you, I was like listening to that, but I wasn't feeling like a heavy or a sad type of melancholy. I was feeling like a peaceful one.
Yeah,
that's the important.
Yeah.
Because if you feel the heaviness, because we have beautiful melancholic song, the one that make you cry. Of course, I remember one French band that was called the Noir Désir. They had this beautiful song called Le Vent nous portera. That I think the singer went to the jail. Let's forget about it. We don't care. It was a beautiful song. It was a lot on MTV. It was, I think, 20 years ago released these songs. But there's a kind of melancholy, or like the songwriter Damien Rice. They give you that tears, and it's good. But
Yeah.
maybe it's too much,
Yeah.
for a day. So if today I'm feeling, this is true. Today I'm feeling like, like in the middle. I'm good, but I'm not bad. I'm not good. I'm bad, but I'm not bad. I am in between. And when I put
Yeah.
it in song, I felt calm. I felt kind
Yeah.
of peace.
Good.
That's yeah.
That's
So
that's uh that's
that's how
good. Yeah.
that's how what I would write if I have to do a review of your music and your album. That you're able to give peace and calm, even listening, even if it's a sad moment and tough moment. And that's
Yeah.
what we need. If we are
Yeah.
heavy, we are suffering. We don't need to.
Yeah.
We need to cry maybe, but we need peace after that.
Yeah, that's very good. That's
Yeah,
very good you say that, because that's very true, you know.
yeah.
Um, I guess yeah, you're totally right. There is I can say, of course we want to write songs that makes you happy in a way,
Yeah,
you know,
sure,
that you can bring to a party or whatever, of course.
of course.
But the main thing, you know, the main thing I think is the melancholy kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
That is what we call Takida songs or whatever. That is a typical
The
Takida
Takida,
song.
the
Yeah,
Takida-ish sound.
yeah,
But of course,
yeah,
you mentioned a little bit of as well of partying. I mean,
yeah,
there is some songs spread all around your all discography that, in your opinion, has really like the party vibe.
yeah.
I mean, if you
Oh,
want,
oh,
like, yeah, like for example, we are now talking, and when the people will see this interview, like, oh, they have a party song. So I went throughout, I don't know, third track, listening to that, and I want to listen something that boosts me, go and made me go after that. I am, like healing process. I was listening something, I'm calmer. Now I want the
yeah,
boost to go out. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what is a song we could advise to these people to just get out of the house and
Uh,
just party and party?
yeah, on the new album, I guess the other single we were talking about, the on the line
Yeah.
uh track, that is, to me personally, that's more kind of a party song than, for example, the Third Strike song that we
Yeah.
also spoke about. So yeah, they got a little bit different vibes to each other, of course, but I mean, like there's a song, the last song on the album called Second Fiddle. That's a kind of a yeah. The first time I heard that one, I cried actually. We wrote it, but
Mhm.
Robert wrote it, I should say. And the first time I heard the mix for it, I started to cry. So there's there's a lot of different uh,
Emotion.
styles or whatever, kind of different melancholy on the
Yeah.
album,
So,
which is good.
yeah.
But when it comes to party songs, well, that's individual, of course. But I would say On the Line is
On the
kind of
line,
a party
especially
song
from
for
Tomas.
me, at least.
So we
Yeah,
can say that the Agony Flame is it contains a lot of different vibe songs. Like
yeah,
you can have the one that made you maybe can brought up you to tears. The one can make you
yeah,
feel tease. The one can make you
yeah,
feel like a good mood. I'm not saying like just go insane and just jump off the balcony because you're too euphoric. I'm not saying that, but
okay,
like in a positive vibes. So
yeah.
it kind of if you think about it, it goes throughout all the healing stage.
Yeah, yeah, that's perfect, because that was the intention. Well,
Really?
that was that's your goal when you write an album. You want to you want to try all the different kind of
Yeah.
moods and vibes and all that. And well, in the end,
Yeah.
you're happy. We are very happy with the way it turned out. So
Yeah. A beautiful
yeah,
album. Yeah.
it feels like it's something there for everyone, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like we were saying, rock in general is a genre. It's the word because when we have country metal, these are some genre of rock. So
yeah,
we put it in a bigger setting. It's really for everyone. So come on, you went live with a violin. Even people that listen to, I don't know, classic rock or folk rock, they could go even with a flute. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone could go there. I mean, don't do. I mean, bluegrass it's cool, but I don't see Takida doing bluegrass. Can you imagine like that? It'd be weird, like with a goat in a farm.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
But of course,
Maybe on the next album.
maybe people will take it seriously. Like, let's start
Yeah.
something. But for like, we speak a little bit about, we spoke about this the sound and lyric
Yeah.
wise, all the let's focusing more a little bit about the Agony Flame, where the main influence came from the lyrics, because sometimes it could be, just one topic thought throughout the album. Sometimes could be just experience, could be just daily life, could be just
Yeah.
personal life.
Exactly. And well, it's kind of hard because Robert, the singer Robert, writes uh, all the lyrics. Well, actually, on this one, he's got a little bit of help from a couple of friends, but obviously the lyrics are very personal for him.
Yeah,
Like and I guess it's like from day-to-day basis kind of issues around him and the way he sees things and stuff like that, so they are very personal for him. But I think he writes the lyrics so everyone can interpret it like they want themselves.
exactly.
They can fit to everyone in their special way. So
That's what
I
I.
think he's good on the lyrics is really good, I think.
And then that's one thing that I love about, I don't know if it's the last interview that I'm doing of musician that I'm talking today, that telling me this type of answer, this kind of like we are writing our song with our words, with our own experiences, but then you, the listener, has to feel it and see it
Yeah,
your own way. I'm
exactly.
not giving you this is the song about, I don't know, the moon and the sun. You have to see the moon and the sun. You have to.
Yeah,
That's what I like it, and I'm really glad, because there could be, of course, if we are writing about war, we can't change the topic, but
yeah,
telling to the audience just this is the song, it's personal experience, this is mine.
yes,
You could listen
yeah,
that, and that is your personal experience that you can apply to that song. And
exactly.
you're not like dictating. Yeah, is that. That's uh,
Yeah,
that's
that
important.
yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah.
That's very important that everyone can listen to the lyrics and hear what they
Yeah.
want to hear. That's very important.
Yeah, of course. And since we were speaking a little bit, like sound and lyrics, of course, comes let's say spontaneous to me asking, since it's the first interview we're doing, which Thomas, growing up, because I don't want to ask like, oh, let's talk about your personal journey in music. Which were the mainly influences in your own life, but as Thomas, not as like Takida,
Yeah,
it's like your own
yeah.
personal one.
When for me personally, I'm not a good lyric writer. I write
Yeah,
songs, but riffs and melodies, that's my kind of thing. Lyrics is not really my strong
of course.
side, but otherwise, I mean, like just everyday life is of course influencing me, of course. But getting
Yeah,
older, got kids, you see your
change.
life in a whole other perspective
Like,
when you have
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So and of course now starting to get a little bit older, people around me also grow older, and you have friends that aren't with us anymore, and family, so
yeah,
a
exactly.
lot of a lot of things that influence
Yeah.
you as a person and a songwriter.
Yeah, but as well like your own musical as well, like for example, where you were growing up, what was one of the first, let's say at the beginning, musician, band,
Yeah,
or composer
yeah,
that you put on your
yes,
tape, because back then there were the tape or the CD
yeah,
player
exactly.
or vinyl.
I Yeah, I listened a lot to Iron Maiden. You probably heard of them.
Do you think so? I am more for Judas Priest. That's but I
Yeah,
am.
yeah, yeah. And that's funny because I was more Iron Maiden than Judas Priest, but a couple of years passed by, and my brother was actually more. I think he was more Judas Priest than
Yeah.
Iron Maiden. So we were kind of having this battle, which ones was the best. But if to be honest, I think Judas Priest was pretty much you know they were almost as good as Maiden, and now I think they are. I think they sometimes are even better than Maiden. But
they are like pillars.
yeah,
We can't
yes,
almost. It's like we are comparing
yeah,
Lemmy to someone else. We can't never
exactly,
compare that blessed souls to anyone. It's like if you were comparing Lemmy to Ozzy, we can.
yeah,
I mean, how can
yeah,
we choose? We can't. Come on, that's not a talk. Not
yes,
even. It's like
exactly.
it's like
You
Judas
can't.
Priest and Iron Maiden. Let's say they have different. I mean, they're
Yeah,
kind of the heavy metal sound. That's a lot.
yeah,
Iron Maiden are more like exploring this world of, they are, I don't know, they are theatrical. Judas Priest a
yes,
little bit more raw. So you have the
yes, yes,
motorcycles. It's different, but they're cool as well. So you're saying
yes.
that so let's say your first influence was like Iron Maiden growing up.
Yeah, I would say Iron Maiden. I remember having a lot of posters and Iron
Yeah,
Maiden stuff, uh, uh, prints on my jacket and
yeah,
all that kinds
that,
of buttons and everything. So
yeah,
I
that's
was a Maiden kind of guy.
yeah, yeah. And let's see, we would say like nowadays, like today, if you
Yeah,
were to pick one of the like musician or artist that you find out to listen most, let's say most frequently than the others, maybe.
yeah. And that's a good question because I sometimes listen to Maiden still, but I have always been interested in finding new
Yeah,
music. So
thank
I have been
you.
exploring the internet for new music for
Yeah,
many many years, and I do remember finding this punk band called Bad Religion.
I
When I
love
heard
that.
them, yeah, when I
American
heard
Jesus.
for the first time, I was like blown away.
Uh,
That was exactly my kind of music. That
yes.
was that I just think this. Oh, now I know this is
Yeah,
what I want to do.
this is
So
amazing. Yeah,
and
the
I
first
think
time someone, yeah,
Bad Religion is probably the band I go back to. I can always listen to
I
Bad Religion
Yeah,
and
I
still
never get
appreciate
bored.
everything they do.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was all this type of all this movement with Bad Religion, Sick of It All, and Danko Jones. That was
yeah,
amazing. Danko Jones. And yeah, but I remember American Jesus of Bad Religion
yeah.
growing
Of
up. It
course.
was all the time on my mind, like when I was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a
I
teenager
think
growing up. Yeah,
I think that album, The Recipe for Hate,
yeah,
I think was the first album that I heard,
yeah.
and that was when my life changed. When
So
I
you
heard that
see, we
album.
find out
Yeah.
that was your turning point album of Tomas,
Yes, it
personal one.
was.
We find
I
out
would
your
say
own.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
But
I would say that.
yeah, but let's
So, but
yeah,
yeah, a lot of I listened
yeah,
to a lot of music. It was a time in my life when I listened a lot to like German power metal music, like
okay,
Halloween and Running Wild and
yeah,
all that kind of stuff, and turned back to America, listening to Testament and all the trash kind of music they
yeah,
had going on. Of course, Metallica's early albums was amazing.
yeah,
But so I always been a big fan of finding new bands and stuff
yeah,
like that. Of
that's for
course,
sure.
Testament and Metallica, they are big bands. You
Yeah, no,
couldn't
new,
lose,
but
but
yeah,
yeah,
you know what you mean, like finding the new
yeah,
ones, but as well having the pillars listening, going back to listen to. But just
exactly.
since we just a little bit talk about the album, and so you played the last weekend. You're going to play as well. There's gonna be some touring now about live shows. What's going on? What's balling on the Takida pot
Yeah.
of life?
Yes, we are doing this well, let's call it acoustic then.
Okay,
The acoustic tour. It's
okay,
is like, what is it, like 3 or 4 weeks left? 3 weeks left, I guess.
okay.
Uh, Yeah, so we're doing that, and then we are home for like a little bit over a week, and then we're going down to Germany for a 2-week tour in Germany.
Okay.
So yeah, so
It's a busy.
so yeah, and the tour in Germany is not acoustic one. It's
The
full on
full
rock and
rock
roll show.
rock and
Yes.
roll show. So
Yeah,
and
we're
this
bringing
acoustic tour is only in Sweden, just there. Okay.
yeah, only in Sweden. So
You have to bring
so
it to
we're
Europe one day.
not even, it's only in Sweden, but
But I mean, one day, yeah.
yeah, one day we'll probably bring it
Would be
down to,
cool.
like the rest of Europe, so
Yeah.
it will be cool. But well, I guess after the German tour, I guess
Yeah.
we are home for a couple of weeks or maybe about a month, and then it's festival season, so there will
Love it.
probably, yeah, me too. So there will probably be a few festivals this summer, and yeah, we don't know
Listen,
that
it's-
much yet. So
let's say that the people can just be updating, following on your social media. So that's the
exactly,
best way to say that, because there's a lot. I mean, we are, what's that, February? We are in February yet, so there's a lot to be
yeah,
announced yet. So it's
yes,
already, the album is out. People can find the album, I think, almost everywhere throughout Napalm, throughout your website.
yeah.
So they can, it's a physical copy as well, available or only on
Yeah,
platform.
yeah, yeah. There's CDs and vinyls, and
Okay.
yeah, so you
So
find
people,
it pretty much everywhere. So
so people can go just straight away because they don't have to wait till to the release, so they can go and find it. We can
yeah.
expect some new single going up, being released, or it's gonna be all just touring right now.
Yeah, well, I guess we are, what is it? Is it like four singles out now? I think. And I think yeah, there might be one more single coming, but
Okay.
I don't know when it's supposed to
Yeah.
be released yet.
I mean,
So
we have a full album to enjoy, that's
yeah,
already for sure. So we have all the music already. So, and
exactly.
people can see you in Sweden for the acoustic tour. That maybe we're gonna see some snack pit and some lives, some on the YouTube and some Facebook, on
Yes.
Instagram,
There's
too many social media there are, and. And then, of course, for people in Germany, can see the rock show, and then there is a festival season. People sublet that of social media, of course. Otherwise, they're gonna forget. And for the rest, just wish you to have a fun and chill, like really like shows and enjoy to the tour. And
yeah, thank
I'm
you.
really grateful that I find out about your band, because that I'm going with the Third Strike. I will say it, people listen to Third Strike. I
Yeah.
really helped me to fucking chill for an half an hour. I put it 3 times on loop. It's a
Oh
beautiful.
yeah.
The video clip is,
Lovely, lovely.
it's
Thank you so
my
much.
favorite song by now. So
Yeah, good, great. Well, thank you so much for
it's a
having
pleasure.
me.
It's a
I'm
pleasure.
glad we could do this. It was a
Yeah.
little bit better this time. Last time
Indeed.
it was not,
People
the
didn't
sound
know that.
wasn't so good. Yeah,
Listen, last time we
kind of
tried,
tough.
there was there was a lot of chaos. So we decided
Yes,
to be
it
more in
was.
a
It was.
calm and chill environment. So thank
So,
you, Thomas.
well,
Have
thank
a
you.
good rest of the evening nowadays, and see you on the road. Let's say like that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see you when we see you.
Yeah,
See you when we're in Italy.
hopefully soon. Bye, Thomas. Thank you so
Take care.
much.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.